What's up guys, it's Fifa Chief here and welcome back to another video on my channel. Today I have for you a cheap and overpowered FIFA 21 Premier League starter squad. So if you are enjoying the content, please subscribe. Over 85% of you that watch my videos aren't subscribed and it helps me out a ton. Make sure to turn on notifications to get all the up-to-date sniping filters, trading methods, and everything else we do on this channel. And please go check me out on Twitch. It's going to be linked in the description. Same as my YouTube name, just FifChief49. We try to stream pretty much every day on Twitch, so please go drop us a follow. And with all that said, let's go ahead, let's jump right into this video, guys. So I'm going to try to do like a cheap OP starter squad, at least one in every single major league. So today we have the Premier League for you, so we're going to go ahead, we're going to dive right in. So to start off, we're going to start in the back with the goalkeeper spot. Now this one isn't too important. You can pretty much go for any goalkeeper that's nice and cheap. So I've gone with a guy that's been having a great season since he's come in, Emiliano Martinez for Arsenal, the Argentinian goalkeeper. He has been unreal since he's come in for Arsenal. So I've got him priced at somewhere between 0 and 5k. For all these players, I'm going to have like a 5k range where I think their price is going to fall. And for the goalkeeper, basically, you can go for anyone you want that's nice and cheap. Generally, you might want someone a bit tall, like 6'2", 6'3", because the dollar keepers do fare well. You don't want someone down at like 6 foot. So, yeah, typically stick to a taller keeper, and it doesn't matter too much. You can just go for somewhere cheap, which is why I've gone for a non-rare in the goalkeeper spot. So that's our first one. Into the left back spot, a guy that I think could get a nice little upgrade is going to be Patrick Van Aanholt. I've got him coming in between 5 and 10k, and every time I watch Crystal Palace, this guy's just unreal, so I 100% can see him getting just an all-around upgrade, shooting, passing, dribbling, defending, physical. Maybe lose a bit of pace because he's getting a little bit older, but he's by no means old, so he'll still have a decent amount of pace in 89 that we have right there. And then just an all-around upgrade because I think he's had a fantastic season in that left back, left wing back role for Crystal Palace. So he's the left back I'm going to go for. Decent price for him, solid card. Into the center backs, the first center back I've got here is a guy that's going to get a very big upgrade, I'm assuming, in Soyuncu. Had an amazing season, ended up getting himself a Premier League Team of the Season card, and I think he's going to get a nice upgrade. I think he'll be 81, 82 rated, and as you can see, I've got him with 72 pace, 83 defending, and 80 physical. I think he's got a really solid card. He'll fall somewhere in between the 10 and 15k range, maybe like 14,000 coins for this card, which I think is really solid for the beginning of the game. He'll be a rock in the back, especially with his partner in the back, where if I move to the next center back for you, we've got a guy that's got a Future Stars card in FIFA 20, a young talent for Chelsea. I think he's going to get a little bit of an upgrade, is Tomori right here. Again, I've got him priced somewhere in between 10 and 15,000 coins here. I think he could fall right in that same range as Soyuncu, 13, 14,000 coins. This guy might be a bit more, maybe the 20,000 coin range, but I think he might drop a little bit. He's got 81 pace, which is the highlight. Just an absolute beast in the back. A lot of pace on him. It's gonna be hard for attackers to pace away from him, especially at the beginning of the game when the attackers aren't exactly incredible with pace, dribbling, and whatnot. So an 81 pace center back with decent defending and physical is going to be an absolute monster in the back for your starter squad. So definitely recommend Tomori. Into the right back position, we have the man out of the United States, DeAndre Yedlin, absolute legend. Love watching this guy play in that right back slot because he knows how to get forward, he knows how to use his pace, and he can put a ball in and get an assist. I'm assuming his card's going to kind of remain the same. He started for Newcastle. They had an average season, nothing great about it. I think his card's going to remain the same, maybe lose a bit of pace because, again, aging a little bit, EA starts to take the pace off, but I think he'll fall somewhere between 5 and 10k. He'll be fantastic at the beginning of the game because that pace, it just lets you kind of run down attackers whenever they get in behind because you know that catch-up speed is unbelievable. So 91 pace in it right back is absolutely incredible. He'll be a great card for starter squads. Into the midfield here, we're going to start off with Fred here. A nice well-rounded card. I actually didn't change this card for some reason. I think this is just his FIFA 20 card, but I think he's a guy that could get a little bit of an upgrade, maybe 80 rated, just an all-around boost. He played well when he did get in the game for United this year. I think he improved from last year. He'll fall somewhere in the 5 to 10k range, especially if he's if he's a non-rare, which I don't think he will be. I think he'll be a rare next year, maybe 80 rated with a little boost, like I said. I think he's going to be a really solid card as a CDM, a box-to-box, or even the beginning of the game, a cam, just because he's got decent pace, shooting, passing, and dribbling. He could play that attacking midfield role. So kind of a versatile midfielder that you can play anywhere you'd like. So Fred is going to be a really solid card for starter teams. Into the next slot, next midfield spot, we have Gabamin, the Everton man, absolute beast in FIFA 20, and I think he's going to be the same thing in 21. This card will probably remain the same. I can't say I watch much of this guy. I don't know if I've ever seen him play, but he's got an OP FIFA card. I think he's going to be somewhere between 10 and 15k, maybe towards 20k, but I'd say for the 10 to 15k range. Basically an out-and-out CDM for you. 80 pace, 78 defending, 83 physical. Absolute monster in that holding midfield role. He'd be a beast and definitely one to pick up for starter teams for around 15,000 coins. Definitely recommend him. Into our final midfield spot, we have a similar type player, another holding midfielder. Maybe can do a little bit more on the ball for you. Could play a central midfield role if you really needed him here. The West Ham man, Susek. He's got 70 pace, 79 defending, 82 physical. He can put it in the back of the net if you need him to with that 68 shooting, but I would definitely play him in a holding midfield role. Definitely a solid player, a bit of a cheaper option compared to Gabamin, I'm assuming, with how the cards will play out, and he's definitely one of the better midfielders on the game. So you could play him and Gabamin as two holding CDMs in a 4-2-3-1. You could play Gabamin as a CDM, Susek and Fred as outside center mids in a 4-1-2-1-2 narrow. There's a lot of options with these midfielders, and definitely some cards that I think you should give a look for your Premier League starter squad. Now, into the exciting part, the attack. We're starting off with a guy that I 100% want in my team in FIFA 21. Another man out of the United States, Christian Pulisic, a guy that's going to get a great upgrade. He's been showing out since the restart. He showed out in the FA Cup final before his injury. He's been fantastic. I think he's going to get up to 81 rated. A nice pace, dribbling, shooting, passing boost. I think everything will get boosted for him. He's fantastic. I think he's going to be somewhere 15 to 20k. He could go a bit higher at the beginning of the game, but he's definitely a card. If you're able to get your hands on him, you need to get this guy in your team. He'll be 4-star like he is in FIFA 20. And he's going to get a nice boost to the shooting, passing, dribbling, maybe even pace, because he's been blown by defenders, making him look absolutely silly in the back. He's going to be a monster left winger for you. Definitely recommend getting Christian Pulisic in your team. Now, moving over to the right wing, another guy that I think could get a solid upgrade is Daniel James. I've got him 78 rated here, 95 pace. He's absolutely rapid when you see this guy play. I've got 81 dribbling on the card, could definitely be a bit higher. He's got good ball control. He can move the ball around. He's going to have good skill moves. Shooting is going to be a bit lower on this guy. He's going to be a guy that you're going to want to get to the byline and cut it back for your striker, maybe have a clinical finisher up there, which we'll get to in a second. But Daniel James will definitely be a pacey option down the wing. Super good for FIFA, and you just can't complain about a small pacey winger with some skill moves. You can always score goals with that. So we're going to go for an upgraded Daniel James on the right wing. And lastly, for our striker, the man up top to grab us some goals, we're going to go for the new transfer to Aston Villa, and I believe was the January transfer window, was Samata. He's got a decent FIFA card. It looks bad, which is why I've got him 0 to 5k, because he's not a popular player, not a popular nation, not a big six club, so kind of a cheaper option that I think people are going to kind of turn their heads at, but he's got a really good card here. So 85 pace on a striker is more than enough for you. He's got 78 shooting, which is pretty good for the beginning of the game. If you've got anyone with 80 shooting at the beginning of the game, in or around 80, then you're looking good. Very solid card. 73 dribbling, he's not going to be fantastic on the ball. He's going to be a guy you feed the ball and you just let him put in the back of the net. Like I said, with Dan James and Christian Pulisic running down the wings, you just got to cut that across, and Samata's putting that in the back of the net. He's got good physicals, so he's going to be able to hold people off, win some headers. He's just a great all-around striking option. So that's been the team, guys. Again, the back line it's Patrick Van Aanholt, Soyuncu, Tomori, Yedlin. In goal, you can go for anyone. We have Martinez. In the midfield, I had Susek, Gabamin, and Fred. And then in the attack, Pulisic, Samata, and Daniel James. So that's kind of the squad. We built it out in a 4-3-3. You can switch to whatever formation you'd like. Some very versatile players in the attack and midfield, so you can move them around. And just an overall really solid squad for what I think is going to be a cheap price for the beginning of FIFA 21. But that's going to be it for this video. If you did enjoy it, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll catch you in the next video.